objective. I really like the Victor pick early here because it does somewhat balance out the range issue that Jinx is going to face when you consider that this comp for Damwon Kia is otherwise going to be hard on the engage. That's my biggest issue.
Yeah, they're going to have to group up as 5, which at the end of the day is the Fredit Brion style as well. Just go ahead 5 as a 5-man unit.
He didn't get the gold because there was another ward placed, stolen away from him. Teleport that ward out of there. They're going to look for a play on bot instead of contesting the Herald. But Damwon Kia are reading this so well. Because right now, it's a fairly obvious play to make as Fredit Brion, where you're like, okay, well, we control vision bot. We're going to get the Drake in trade and maybe get a kill bot side for our Aphelios so they can get a ton of plate gold. And then you see the follow-up lane swap. Like, this happens all the time. But because of that extremely well-placed ward that you pointed out that Umpty walked over, Duckdom and Kellen were already positioned well, and then they just stayed super far away until they had enough attention here on the bottom side of the map. They were able to finally grab that wave on the turret. So all Fredit Brion so far are going to be able to get is a little bit of extra push mid, and
well,
unstoppable force, immovable object kind of situation here.
Yeah.
They are.
Looks like, yeah, Fredit Brion is on the move. As, okay. Do have the smite going actually to Umpty there as the engage will come in. Umpty does get knocked up, but the exhaust timing is perfect. It's not going to matter, though, as Bertle gets here first. Delight was somewhere knocked up into outer space, it looked like. As we did have Canyon and Showmaker going down after Bertle, not able to follow up for the kill.
Will lose it. As this is a very aggressive setup here for Damwon Kia, but for this one compared to the last one, they have this area controlled completely. So there's just no real entry point here for Fredit Brion.
Uh-oh. And Umpty's going to bite the bait as the engage comes in. Way too much damage. Big cast. Nice stopwatch. But now, with the low health bar on Kellen, Henna is just frontlining here with Morgan leading the charge as well. Canyon not able to get out of here. No flash available. And a triple kill is handed over to Henna on the Aphelios. He is going to be a big boy.
Oh, and Morgan also set that up so perfectly for basically the furthest away he could have done. The cast was great.
There is teleport for Lava, not sure. Okay, he's actually going to get in there. The hook comes in. Morgan with a really nice cast because Victor now here for the cleanup, but as you can see, Showmaker also teleports in and will save his low health teammates.
A huge tool actually broken now for Diana. That's one of her strongest points in the mid game. Before she has Zhonya's, is that stopwatch.
Oh, man. Doesn't look like Lava knew he was coming, but he actually gets stunned up. Not going to matter as Bertle extends the scissor leg, gets in there, gets the kill.
That's Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan in a little bit of trouble here. He's quite tanky, and the cast does a lot, but, oh, man, he's actually maybe going to survive there, but not quite, as Bro say, okay, let's
take a Baron.
Baron. Yep.
You'll take a Baron for that one 100% if you can get it. Now, Kellen is nearby. They do have Showmaker's ult. This might be too much, Fredit Brion.
I don't know. I mean, there's teleport available for Bertle, but they're not really going for it, and Damwon Kia say, okay, take it. Flash, hook, not going to happen. Finally, the teleport does come in. Maybe a little bit too late, as Bertle's like, nope.
That hook shot,
never mind.
That hook shot there is like the quintessential, like, picturesque moment, the personification of that situation for Damwon Kia. Like, can we contest this? Can we contest this? Nope. Actually, no.
Alongside of their free Baron. Just feels like Damwon Kia have not been as good at punishing macro plays so far this season. As now it's just all about bullying Morgan, I guess. Is this really fair? I mean, 5 against 1? Really? Damwon, though, I mean, it's a great play. They're just kind of calling the bluff of the Baron split push, and they're continuing.
Now, this is going to lead to an inhibitor for sure. There's no way that they can match this, unfortunately, as Fredit Brion. The problem, too, is that they didn't split the backs outside of Lava here, who will actually finish his back. If they split the backs, they might be able to get an inhibitor turret for themselves while defending this.
You're probably going to die.
Yeah, that's the Victor aspect of how this comp is going to work, as Canyon is trying super hard for a flank.
All right, Bertle is in there, and they're getting on top of Henna, but again, Lava is totally fine. Lots of room for Lava and Henna once again. Canyon gets the follow-up engage, though, as Delight gets pretty low, and the damage isn't really coming out here for the side of Fredit Brion, even with their carries staying alive, as Duckdom is going to flash forward and begin to execute a lot of these members. Canyon takes down that strong Victor, and it is an ace. Damwon will go for the end.
Yeah, very, very much an anticlimactic end to this game, but it was such a beautiful team fight for Damwon Kia. The flank there from Camille comes in, has his stopwatch, buys it right before this critical moment. He can buy infinity amount of time essentially there on the other side for Canyon to get the perfect follow-up set. They split the team in half with that pincer play, and it's a winning move here. Rough start for Damwon Kia at the beginning of this game, but the finish is strong.
They get the win in the end. As we say, a win is a win, a W is a W. They get it done. Lots of fans here for the side of Damwon Kia.
Lava had a fantastic performance. Now, obviously, these stats are not going to really tell the story of this game because Showmaker's playing Galio versus Victor, who just generally does a ton of damage. And in this comp, he was basically the solo damage dealer. But he... Okay, well this makes it a lot more compelling of an argument to do something unusual here, but I think we will still end up having the Gwen topside, Lilia jungle, Renekton mid. It's very uncomfortable though, this Renekton pick, and now because they've locked in this Gwen here, they kind of gave Damwon Kia this really awesome opportunity to have a champion who could just sit there and spam abilities at a Renekton, and Renekton's power is so muted actually throughout the early game because of this.
Of that damage. Definitely a lot of dampers on the side of Damwon Kia's composition as we are moving into game number 2 of and he's going to sneak into the side brush because Lily is going to kite up. I love this positioning.
He's got a ward. Well, he's got so much vision here. They have warded the Raptors.
Oh, they could also just dive lava, I suppose.
He has 2 opportunities because if Lilia comes up expecting a gank here, he kills her. And if she does not, then there's an opportunity to kill Lava. The only opportunity cost here is the Lost Farm. Let's see if he can pull this off.
Okay, well, there it is. The route into the Flash Flag and Drag. Super easy. And Umpty's like, where did he come from? Now, he's just very present on the Jarvan is what I would say. As, okay, we're having a bit of a flash on in. They're trying to get onto Delight, who does not have the cooldown and will go down. As Umpty, he's getting aggressive himself, puts up a very mean emote, and pushes Canyon out of his jungle.
Yeah, that's a really nice lockdown there onto Delight. Not able to attach, as you mentioned, and really frustrating start to the game here. Yeah, it's not over yet here. Hannah in trouble. We'll get rooted. This is going to delay his back. I don't think he kills here.
He wants the flash. I mean, Kellen's still in there, but now with Yumi coming back. And yeah, I mean, he's denying all this farm, and he's delaying the back. It's a huge win, and Canyon's, oh, not Canyon, Showmaker's here as well.
And Lava has to stay mid. He has no teleport, and he's got minions crashing into his turret. Showmaker's like, what's up? I don't need a level 6 to go all the way down to the inner turret bottom lane.
Oh boy, Duckdom's probably going to die. Yeah, a little bit too far. They weren't expecting Umpty, and he's right there. They absolutely should have expected him, by the way. So definitely a bit of an overextension and mistake from Damwon Kia. He's still here.
Yeah, no, he is literally just going to give up the jungle to Umpty for this.
You see what he does? He puts down his flag. I may need to hold that thought because... of course, Bertle is getting ganked here. Has a really nice cast, but Umpty should be able to finish that off. So very excellently played. That's going to be a third kill over to Umpty. But Canyon goes up to the top side, and he drops his flag for extra attack speed for Duckdom.
Yes.
And then he leaves. and then he waits in the brush, and then he comes back and drops the flag again for extra attack speed.
He's a second support in this game.
It's ridiculous.
Duckdom has 2 supports in this game. It's not fair.
Based off of all of those plates that he has picked up.
He has, yeah, and he has a lot of execution to blow up Umpty, for example, who does not have a stopwatch. That's the one thing that he is really missing right now with how greedy he's been with this build. But with the Rift Herald, they're trying to rush this down. They had the fast track, but they're caught between a rock and a hard place now. Got to commit.
Canyon's in here. He's not going to get the smite, though. Cataclysm and out. And Damwon seems like they don't really want to fight at all. They're just like, no. Nothing. Moonlight Vigil's going to go wide. They're just kind of playing with their food right now, as now Jin is going to open up. The Realm Warp is going to essentially get Showmaker over to his team, and the fast track for Damwon will be in onto this mid turret.
Forcing a fight into Damwon Kia was one of the ways I think they are very rapidly losing control of that opportunity to be a win condition, as they need to spot this out. I'll hold my thought on what I was going to think because this is going to change the entirety of this game.
Yeah, Damwon Kia can absolutely do it because they have Crescendo Mephelios, right? They can just hit this thing and two-man it, essentially.
No vision even anywhere nearby.
Look at how fast it goes down. 2 people.
Two-man Baron.
22 minutes in.
Fredit Brion are going to have to hope for a miracle here as Damwon Kia will look for a third Drake.
Canyon no flag here. He's actually in a bit of trouble, has to flash away. Use the flag to check the Drake. And, you know, again, like you said, very early on, they have 2 Drakes, so they can just sit here and do things that are not wasting time taking objectives, such as pushing the mid lane.
Pushing the top lane. Not just this 4-man here for Damwon Kia. Showmaker's pushing this top inner turret, and he will get it.
He even took a Baron. He even got that gold. Like, he's got pretty much everything. Okay, you found an opportunity, and they have a stun, and Showmaker's just not going to be able to get out of this. He is trying to do a lot of damage here to Umpty. The teleport is coming in, as he will survive for quite a while with that Force of Nature, but not sure why Bertle TP'd in here. Suppose that they do want to take this fight, but Bertle has to flash away.
Umpty used his sleep earlier too, so there's no follow-up or chase here. And I think at the end of the day here, Damwon Kia are not too upset with this. I mean, they end up losing Showmaker's flash. He dies, so a little bit of pressure is relieved, but it's not a ton of gold going over to the pockets of Fredit Brion, nor are they able to turn this into an objective. Wait to this Renekton, because it will be a lot more difficult to actually burn him down, as finally Fredit Brion will do the I'm starting Baron, you have to come to Umpty. It's the come to Umpty moment. And let's see how good the sleep is and how long he survives in this fight. This is basically game deciding here for Damwon Kia. If they win this and wipe, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, Canyon's here. Is he even going to go for it? Yes, he will. He gets in, gets out. Damwon don't want to fight, as Bertle's just here to frontline for Duckdom. And they do have a nice front to back at this moment in time, so that's why they are turning as the TP is coming in. And look at Canyon right through the teleporter, as they're not actually going to get on top of Fredit Brion. So Fredit Brion will pick up this Baron.
Oh, Jin. Just barely going to get out with that empowered recall. Bertle thinks better of trying. He's like, he's probably already out of there.
It's fine.
Umpty's positioning here is everything. Look how far back he is. He wants to re-engage. He has flash. He has stopwatch. This is the quintessential moment for this champion. I'm going to go in. I'm going to set up the big sleep. And I'm going to press as many Qs and Ws as I can. Showmaker on the backside, looking to trap them into this choke point.
Yeah. Doesn't look like they see him. Now they know that he is behind them. As Canyon just going to stick next to this dragon, look for the steal as Bertle is tanking up a lot. And Jin, of all people, is going to get it. Bertle goes down, and it's a 4v5 in favor of Fredit Brion. But look at Showmaker on the backline just being a gigantic turret. Does so much damage, and the front line also falls apart. And that's finally the Fed Aphelios getting to do something. And by something, I mean 7,500 damage, because he's also going to kill Lava here, as Kellen should get the job done, should, I say, as he misses his Q. All he's got to do is stop the back, and maybe DK can just win the game.
Looks likely.
And eventually he'll hit a Q, right?
And there's the root. And Lava gonna live a little bit longer.
He hit that Q.
There you go. The minions are actually going to win this.
Game over.
Kellen's like, I hope nobody watched that on the stream, although we all watched that on the stream. But that is the game here. The taxman, Duckdom was the taxman. The collector procs in that fight. He's able to get those executions.
Oh, and they're just desperately trying to stop this. Will they actually?
No.
Just one more auto. They get a couple of kills, and the job is done.
I want to see that Duckdom damage. Not as much, actually, as I thought it would be at the end, but I think it's because we had such a fightless game.
Keep in mind that he did 7,500 damage in the last fight, so before that happened, he had 8,000 damage. He was just sitting there on 8,000 damage for 35 minutes, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess I should use my items. And then he shot.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun with the POG Interview Translation. We are here joined by the POGs on the side of Damwon Kia, Canyon, and Duckdom. Congratulations! And you guys were able to stop the losing streak. How does that feel? I'm so happy that we were able to end the losing streak, and I think our performance was also alright. So it's a relief. What about you, Duckdom? How are you feeling? Yeah, same. I'm so happy that we stopped our losing streak here. It feels great. Yeah, I mean, not many people would have expected this losing streak for Taman Kia from the get-go. So what did you learn during that hard times? During that losing streak, you know, we realized that we are not good enough. We have to work harder. And we just wanted to play better next time. Then what was the focal point in terms of, you know, improvements for Taman Kia? I think our teamwork was not the best, so we had a lot of communication around that. What about today then? It was decent, not bad. In fact, last year, you know, Fredit Brion took you guys down, and this time around as well, they had great momentum. So did you see this to a victory coming today? Well, in the previous Bro series, yeah, they looked so strong. So I was expecting a very close series, but I guess, you know, we played better today, so we were able to get a 2-0 victory, and it feels great. Game 1, Diana was let through, and you were able to lock that champion in. You have a great win rate on that champion so far, so what did you feel at that moment? Diana is so good. I mean, I'm pretty confident in Diana in terms of mid to the late game team fights. So as long as we don't have many accidents in the early game, I thought it would be a very, you know, good ending for us. Yeah, and Kenyan, I think you were the one actually helping Taman Kia turn the game around. So what did you focus on in order to turn the game around when Fredit Brion had the control? I just, you know, follow my instincts and my feelings. And in game 2, Renekton was unbanned, which was banned every single time. And Morgan is also really good at the champion. Why was that? I thought it would be pretty, you know, doable for us. We were pretty confident playing against Renekton. What about Lilia? Was that something you guys could predict? Yeah, because that's one of his comfort picks, and Renekton Lilia is really popular duo, you know, especially last year, so we saw that coming. But Lilia isn't that good in the current meta. So, you know, we thought it could be possible, but it's not a good choice, to be honest. We also had some interesting picks from Taman Kia. Rise, a champion that was winless so far, 6 games here in the LCK, but Showmaker decided to gift him a victory finally. He's really confident in that pick because it's Showmaker's Rise. Yes. And Dokdam, your Aphelios is also one of your signature picks. However, yesterday someone mentioned that Aphelios is not the best pick in the current meta. What do you think about that? I also agree with him. You know, I don't think that's Aphelios is a S-tier champion, but it's still viable. And Dokdam's Aphelios is something different, right? Yes, of course. Kenyan, even though you said Lilia isn't a meta pick right now, she was able to pick up many kills and she was getting fed. Weren't you feel a little bit worried about it? No, because that was mainly because of our own mistakes. So I was just feeling sorry for Kenyan. Kenyan, what did you feel at that moment? To be honest, I was like, oh, this is bad. But still, you know, my champion had a specific role supporting my carries, so I wasn't too worried. Your next opponent will be Hana Life Esports, and this is a very important match for you guys to continue this momentum. Hana Life is a very strong team, especially on Flick. I think he's a really strong jungler as well, so I think we have to prepare thoroughly in order to get another win. What about you, Deokdam?
연승을 하려면 무조건 이겨야 돼서
In order to start a winning streak, we really have to win that match, so I will make that happen.
승리 축하드립니다.
Congratulations on the win, and this is gonna be the end for Deokdam, Kenya, from the POG interview, and back to the analyst desk. Thank you.